The fervent prayer of a righteous person has great power and produces wonderful results. This statement found in the book of James is not just a poetic expression, but a profound truth that has been witnessed throughout history. When we pray with sincerity and faith, we tap into a divine power that transcends our human limitations. James 5:16. These words, echoing through centuries, hold a timeless truth. Prayer is powerful. The ancient texts and scriptures are filled with stories of individuals whose prayers brought about miraculous changes. From the parting of the Red Sea to the healing of the sick, prayer has been a catalyst for divine intervention. It's not merely wishing or hoping. It's a direct line to the creator of the universe, a sacred communication that bridges the gap between the mortal and the divine. When we pray, we are not just speaking into the void. We are engaging in a dialogue with the one who created everything. A conversation with the one who holds the stars and knows the number of hairs on your head. This intimate connection is a reminder of how deeply personal and attentive God is to each of us. He is not a distant deity, but a loving Father who cares about every detail of our lives. It's a force more powerful than any storm, capable of moving mountains and calming troubled seas. The power of prayer can bring peace in the midst of chaos, provide strength in times of weakness, and offer hope when all seems lost. It is a testament to the boundless love and omnipotence of God. But this power isn't some mystical force reserved for saints and prophets. It is accessible to everyone, regardless of their status or background. Whether you are in a crowded room or alone in a quiet space, your prayers are heard. The collective prayers of a community can be just as powerful as the solitary prayers of an individual. It's available to each of us, young and old, rich and poor. Every whispered plea, every heartfelt cry, every moment of silent reflection, and every loud proclamation of faith, they all reach the ears of God. No prayer is too small or insignificant. Every joyful song of thanks, they all reach the ears of God. Our prayers can be expressions of gratitude, requests for help, or simply moments of connection with the divine. They are a way for us to align our hearts with God's will and to seek His guidance in our lives. He hears, He listens, and He responds. In His perfect timing and according to His perfect plan, God answers our prayers. Sometimes the answer is immediate, and other times it requires patience and trust. But we can be assured that no prayer goes unheard and that God's response is always for our ultimate good.
Here is a testimony from Sarah. Sarah, at a point in her life, felt lost and hopeless. She had always been a dreamer, filled with aspirations of making a difference in the world. But now, those dreams seemed distant and unattainable. The weight of reality pressed down on her shoulders, making it hard to breathe. She was fresh out of college, drowning in student loan debt, and stuck in a dead-end job. Every day felt like a struggle, a never-ending cycle of bills, work, and exhaustion. The vibrant future she once envisioned had faded into a monotonous routine. Doubt clouded her dreams, fear choked her aspirations. She questioned her choices, wondering if she had taken the wrong path. The passion that once fueled her was now replaced by a constant state of anxiety and uncertainty. One evening, at the end of her rope, she stumbled into a small church. The dim lighting and the quiet ambience provided a stark contrast to the chaos in her mind. She hesitated at the entrance, unsure of what she was seeking, but feeling an inexplicable pull to enter. As the congregation sang, tears streamed down her face. The melodies resonated with her soul, touching a part of her that had long been dormant. Each note seemed to peel away a layer of her pain, revealing the raw emotions she had buried deep within. For the first time in years, she prayed. It wasn't a prayer for miracles or sudden changes, but a heartfelt plea for strength and guidance. She whispered her fears, her regrets, and her hopes, feeling a sense of release with each word. She poured out her heart, her fears, her anxieties, her longing for something more. The act of voicing her innermost thoughts brought a sense of clarity. She realized that she wasn't alone in her struggles, and that there was a higher power listening to her. She left that night feeling lighter, a flicker of hope ignited within her. The burdens she carried seemed a little less heavy, and for the first time in a long while, she felt a sense of peace. The world outside hadn't changed, but her perspective had. She started attending regularly, finding solace in prayer and community. The church became her sanctuary, a place where she could reconnect with herself and her dreams. Surrounded by a supportive congregation, she began to rebuild her confidence and rediscover her purpose. Interestingly, and sooner than she thought, everything started falling into fine lines in her life and overall endeavors.
Prayer is the language of the soul, speaking to its maker. It's acknowledging our need for guidance, strength, and forgiveness. It's confessing our weaknesses and seeking His grace. It's expressing gratitude for blessings, big and small, the sunrise, a warm meal, the laughter of a friend. And as we pray, we open ourselves to His transforming power. Our anxieties lessen as we cast our burdens upon Him. Our vision clears as we seek His will. Our hearts soften as we extend forgiveness to others and ourselves.
Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Listening is just the beginning, a spark that ignites the journey of faith. It is not enough to hear the teachings and feel inspired momentarily. We must let these words take root in our hearts and transform our actions. Do what it says. James 1:22. The scriptures guide us, offering wisdom and direction. They are not mere words on a page but a call to action, a blueprint for living a life of purpose and compassion. Prayer without action is like a seed unplanted. It holds the promise of growth and change, yet without the nurturing touch of deeds it remains just that, a promise unfulfilled. It holds potential but remains dormant. Our faith, much like this seed, needs the nourishment of our actions to blossom and bear fruit. Without it, the potential within us stays locked away, never reaching its full expression. True faith is lived out, expressed not just in words but in deeds. It is seen in the hands that serve, the hearts that give, and the lives that are touched by our willingness to step beyond our comfort zones. It's about extending a helping hand, being a beacon of hope in a world often shrouded in darkness. Each act of kindness, no matter how small, is a light that pierces through the shadows, offering warmth and comfort to those in need. Good works are the visible manifestation of our faith, the evidence of God's love flowing through us. They are the tangible proof that our beliefs are not just theoretical, but lived and breathed in our everyday interactions. They don't have to be grand gestures. Even the smallest acts of kindness can ripple outwards, touching lives in profound ways. A simple smile, a gentle word, a small token of generosity, these are the seeds of change. These small acts, when done with love and sincerity, can create waves of positivity that extend far beyond our immediate reach. They remind us that we are all connected, and through our actions we can make the world a better place, one small step at a time.
Mark, a young carpenter, felt a tug at his heart every time he saw the dilapidated bridge on the outskirts of town. It was a safety hazard, isolating a small community. He decided to do something about it. He rallied his friends, gathered materials, and spent weeks rebuilding the bridge. The community was overjoyed. Children could now safely walk to school, families could easily access healthcare, and a sense of connection was restored. Mark's act of kindness had a ripple effect, inspiring others to step up and make a difference.
Section 6. Seeds of Hope. Every act of kindness, every helping hand extended is a seed of hope planted in the world. When we feed the hungry, clothe the naked, visit the sick and imprisoned, we are reflecting God's love and compassion. These acts of service, however small they may seem, have the power to transform lives, mend broken communities, and bring light into the darkest corners of the world.
Section 7. A generation called. Millennials, you are a generation called for such a time as this. The world needs your passion, your creativity, your compassion. You have the power to be agents of change, to be the hands and feet of Jesus, in a world desperately yearning for hope and healing. Don't underestimate the power you possess. Your prayers can move mountains, and your actions can change the world. One by one, act of kindness by act of kindness, you can make a difference.
Section 8. The Promise Within. Within each of you lies a wellspring of potential, a desire to make a difference, to leave the world a better place than you found it. Don't let that flame die out. Embrace the power of prayer. Let it fuel your actions, and watch as God works through you to accomplish extraordinary things. The world needs your light, your love, your willingness to serve. You are not defined by your circumstances, but by the choices you make each day. Choose hope, choose love, choose action.
Section 9. Answer the call. The call to action is not just an option, it's a responsibility. It's about living out your faith, not just talking about it. It's about being the change you want to see in the world. So go out and answer the call. Pray with fervency, act with compassion, and watch as God uses you to paint a masterpiece of love and hope across the canvas of this world.